Mm. How many pictures did you take? Like just a couple?
Just a couple. I think I did 2.
Mm. 2 back in the box.
Yeah, like 2 in the box, ready to go.
It's a lot of relationships that way.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Like,
yeah.
Mm. I want to say first, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the guys coming in. I know there's some Molotov said he's got some school, and I think Coyote said that he's at work. So thank you for playing hooky for a little bit. Oh, he said he's driving. Driving right now.
Uh-oh. Don't be distracted. Hopefully he's just listening. He's not watching.
That's a good thing about it. You can listen to it. I listened to a podcast the other day and just like painting and doing some stuff.
Joe Rogan?
No, it was a toy podcast. It was out of my like listening circle, and I've heard things about the podcast, and I listened to it. I was like, okay, this is different.
Would you enjoy it, or be good?
Yeah, I didn't really have time to like really focus on it because I was doing other stuff.
Okay.
But I just had it on in the background. But it's different, like listening to other podcasts. So it was interesting. I'll give it that.
Fair. To be fair.
Yeah. Not being a snob and saying, this is the only one. I'm not saying that shit. But it was just different. It's almost like, like when you do something and then you're like listening to something else and you're like, what's going on with this, or where are they going with this? Yeah. It's kind of one of those things. So nothing bad.
Yeah. It's like watching Dukes of Hazzard.
Exactly.
How are these Duke boys going to get out of this one?
Yeah, when they broke in both of their axles jumping over that creek. Like, every time you saw that car land, that thing was just like.
Hey, remember when you asked me the other day if I had any ramps where I live?
Yeah.
Dude, I drove by one the other day, and you were instantly the first person I thought of, and I couldn't get to my phone fast enough to take a picture while driving.
Did you do it?
I wanted to tell you, I found it. It's like the perfect ramp. I don't know why they built it that way. We got some road construction, but somebody definitely built a ramp for somebody, and I'm sure somebody's tried it.
Did you take the jump?
I did not. I don't have the shocks for that. That's the last thing.
Careful.
So the muscle car did not do it.
No.
Shit up right before the jump. So when I lived in Miami, and my mom, she had to go to Korea for a year, and so she left me with my cousins over in Miami. Probably the best year of school I ever had in my life. Oh my God, the stories, man! It was so much fun. Like, we would go, and we were playing basketball every night
with LeBron.
And so, yeah, man, my cousin, he was like 6'4", and he was a college prospect. So he would take me wherever he went.
Nice.
And so and he was really good. He was just, really tall and stuff. So we played basketball like every night, but every night when we would go home, we all hop in the car and we would drive. And on the way back home, there was a railroad hump. And dude, it was so stupid, man. But there was a part from a house, exactly, you know where it's going, to the hump, and he would just gun it. And we would just launch off that thing. And I'm talking launch. And there are so many times we did it every night. And I'm thinking to myself, now there was one time we hit it really bad. I don't know how the suspension wasn't broken in this car. But there was one time we almost hit it bad on a one wheel, and we almost went in the ditch, and he recovered. But I keep thinking to myself, there's so many times we could have like rolled that car. We could have died, but we were just young kids and shit, just jumping.
Hit somebody, another car.
That too, because it was a hump. You didn't see over it.
Yeah.
You could have launched that car. Oh, God.
Landed on the top of somebody just coming back from church. Some little old lady.
The church makes it even better. Especially with tonight, doesn't it?
With the topic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yo, thank you everybody for showing up. Appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us. Hopefully everyone's in good spirits. Hopefully we won't touch any nerves or anything like that tonight, but we're just talking. That's all we're doing. We're just talking. Just talking. Should we start this? Let's just start this right now. See, I saw a bunch of people in Guay. Thank you. I know what that hashtag is. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. It's either Jordan or it's Dan Top 10. They're probably going to ZoloCon. What's the code for the tickle fight? Yeah. I read that in Daryl's voice. Remember? He's like, what you used to do back in the hood? We used to tickle each other. He's like, what? Yeah, we used to tickle each other in the hood. I tried at 103 and it's gone. Yeah. Moonshine, good to see you, but Bo, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Got a little tidbit for you. I'm pretty sure you already saw it. Got reissue of Carnage. I think MC was talking about that, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're all caught up. And we got a good room, so let's get started. Are you ready? Are you ready? Make sure all my thing. All right, here we go. All right. Hello. Hello, everyone. My name is Paige. Welcome to episode 152 of the Hangout, where we give you positive insight into the world of collecting in a very chilled and relaxed atmosphere. With hellfire and brimstone. Has to be said today, right? I'm glad I didn't get like messages like, it's too soon for this, or devil worshiper. Jesus.
You've been listening to that Kiss music.
Yeah. I heard it you mentioned an old metal. Yeah, man.
It's gonna be nice, Mel. You got to share some pics, man. I got an 84 Monte Carlo Super Sport. That's what I'm playing with. 68 Chevy Impala. That's a whole nother level of metal right there, though.
Man, I told you to send them those pictures, man. He'd appreciate it, man. Who of those got the TMT and the Vex from me? Both. I'm surprised both of like missed out on that. Yeah. So, but I wouldn't be doing this show unless I had these two fine gentlemen with me. One man has participated in every Devil's Night since 1984. That is Mr. Michael Cory.
So accurate.
Yeah. And then also, I also have a man that is confused about the premise and the ending of The True Detective as much as I am. I don't know what the hell happened with this show. I'm going to watch it again. So, yeah. Of course, Mr. Michael Cory, Mr. Cory Christopher, the two Corys. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Somebody please explain True Detective to us. Please. So confused.
So is that it? Series Jump the Shark? Is it over for you guys?
It'll be a while for me watching another Jump. Man, they really hyped it up.
The nice thing about True Detective is every season is a completely different story. So it's not like, we got to worry about a sequel. So
yeah,
we'll just move on to the next one.
Yeah. It's one that you really need to pay attention to.
I like the first season. That's honestly the only one that I watched with Woody and
McConaughey.
Yeah, McConaughey, and that was good.
Yeah.
The third one was good too. That's the one Paige was just finishing. But you really got to pay attention to that one. You talk about something you got to watch with no distractions.
Yeah.
Who's in the third one?
Mahershala Ali, right?
Cottonmouth.
Yeah. That dude's a badass.
Yeah.
You gotta watch that one. So tonight's episode is properly titled Devil's Night Out. It was going to be the Great Goat Debate Part 2, but we already did that. Wasn't trying to rub it in too much. Of course, during that episode, we would have been talking about the greatest of all time, like basketball players, rappers, homemakers. But we already know the outcome of that, don't we?
We do.
CC put his list in there. He was like,
we do.
So
it's the definitive list of greatest.
Yeah. So we'll change that, and it'll just be Devil's Night Out. How are you guys doing? Good? Anything major happen at all for you guys outside of toys or anything?
My processing went good today.
Good.
They had no issue taking my money. I went in and updated it like I should have. Everything went smooth.
MC?
Yeah, I had no problems with TMNT today. I heeded the advice of some guy, some Paige toy guy, and
he gets lucky from time to time. I heard.
Yeah, he kind of does put out some information once in a while. It's all right. Then, I powered through the Mr. and Mrs. Smith series this last 3 days. It is. Well, I was like charting. That show was good.
Hey, Gambino, right?
What's that?
Little childish Gambino.
Yeah.
I think you guys will enjoy it if you want. Switch it up a little bit on the shows. It was fun. It was a nice throwback to the original, but it's a series, so there's more to it. There's some nice surprise guests in there. So
yeah, I have it in my queue. I want to watch that. Some good stuff. There's some really good stuff out there, but there's also some good stuff toy wise, right? Little saucy stuff. So tonight's TopCons are going to be the news and notes. We'll talk about a couple of lines. There wasn't really too much. I mean, I guess I was interested in, but if you guys want to throw some stuff in there, but I think we had like Hasbro, Mezco, Ramen, and Mythic Legions I put in there, and there's another little bonus one in there. And then main topic is as predicted. And then tonight, since it seems like everybody's in a little bit of a sour mood, we'll have a little bit of play party. Hopefully you guys brought your Green Goblin. We'll just go over that, talk about some stuff that we like, things that hit us in a good spot or the bad spot. And then that's it. You guys ready?
Sounds like a short show.
We'll see.
1 hour.
We will see. But can't get to that without a little bit of show foreplay, right? Right. Nostalgia X. All right. Tell me. You guys saw the trailer. What was your initial reaction to this? Go.
I'm going to pour me a bowl of cereal, even though I hate cereal. And I'm going to watch this shit until my eyes bleed.
You'll binge watch it?
If it comes out in a binge format, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've let everybody down because I haven't seen this yet.
Blasphemy. You need to watch it, man.
Did they change the theme music? They kept the theme music, right?
We can't spoil it.
Yeah. I think the only thing that stuck out to me was Wolverine's voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything else is kind of like, everything else kind of had the feel.
Yeah.
I did get little goosebumps and stuff like that, but they had some stuff on there. I don't know how accurate this list is, but it was Screen Rant, so they have some credibility, right? And then they had this. I was like, oh, that's nice. It's a throwback. So it starts on March 20th. So new episodes in the era.
March 20th?
I'm looking forward to it.
March 20th? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Disney Plus, March 20th. So should be good.
Did you guys watch the original, like weekly on Saturday morning, like me?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
When you heard that music come on, it was time to put down whatever you had.
Well, you gotta watch that little trailer. It's cool. I don't think they really give out a lot. There's just some nice little teases in there, but it felt like it, at least to me. I haven't watched the original in probably a year, but it still felt good, man.
You can power through it right now to get caught up, like to rewatch it, You have enough time.
I should. Yeah, I should. We all smoke down here. I don't know if you heard, but Bill Skarsgård was in Sweden, and he got caught with a little bit of the I don't know what you guys want to call it, lettuce, whatever you want to call it. Or how far are we in? 14 minutes. We're good. That dude was smoking, so he got caught. Now, the fact that he got caught wasn't what caught my eye. It was the first comment. We know her, right? So he said, he's like 2.5 grams a week. Come on. He goes, I smoked that at breakfast. I was like, whoa. But I was like, it was funny, but it made it funnier because I was like, I know this guy. I was like, geez, but yeah. So he didn't get any jail time. He didn't get any probation. He wasn't put on parole. he just got a 40K in I guess it's called Corona, which is about $4,000 US. So that was his punishment. Oh yeah, and for his mugshot, he had to make the Pennywise face when he smiled. So
did the cop make him pour it out in front of him, stamp it on the ground?
Yeah. Do you name drop, or you just hope that maybe he sees you and goes, "That's him"?
If it was his brother, he would have got it. Eric the sheriff. Or whatever.
Yeah. Wheelman. This is going to take a little time to set up, so bear with me. I saw this video, and you know how we've been linking all of these things in together about how, hold on, let me switch this really quick. About how, stop the screen, do this, how people like complain about certain things, like, why haven't I got my toy? And you try to explain to them, yeah, there's so many different things that go in that are involved. I wanted to show you guys this. So this is a time lapse of a ship going through the Panama Canal from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean, right? Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Fun fact.
Museum, going through the channels, the locks, you know, as you can see right here. Got to go through each one. Remember, this is a time lapse too.
Do you know how long it takes to go through here?
I did not read about that.
9 hours. I've done it.
How many?
9 hours. I did it.
Yeah.
When I was in the military, we went through the Panama Canal.
Look at that. This is just another example why people shouldn't complain, because some of you guys can't even make left-handed turns. And this guy is floating this thing. Look at this. It's just amazing. Ann sent it to me. I know Ann's getting involved in this shit when she says, yeah, tell your toy friends this is what happens. So I was like, good on you.
Your toy friends.
Yeah. I told her a story this week. She was like, oh my God, you guys are a bunch of babies. It's like, it's not me.
No names.
No, I didn't miss any names. I just told her, you know, I was telling her a story. You know, you get different perspectives and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so I was just asking her what she thought. There's a lot of eye rolling. So.
In MC's defense, he waited a long time for that toy.
I didn't use his name though. I said there's a guy.
It was one of those Ecuadorian imports. That's why it took so long.
Mm-hmm. So a couple noodles, news and notes. We're burning through this, but anyway, so news and notes. Ramen. If you guys ordered that Ramen Racer or the General Lee or whatever they call that one, I think they said by the end of March we should be getting like shipping notifications. So get ready for that.
You guys still have to pay shipping on that? It wasn't figured in the beginning? So you got another bill coming, huh?
No, I remember in the beginning they offered, well, you know, you'll have the option to do expedited shipping at approximately this cost or snail mail at the other cost. You remember that, Paige?
Yeah. I was laughing at this. You said how much?
I thought they didn't give an amount, but I remember it was a lot more to get it like expedited. Like, you know, it was like approximately, like, I'm just pulling this number arbitrarily out of my rear, but I think like 100 versus 50, you know what I mean? Like it was, because it's a big box.
Yeah. It looked like it. I was just happy with just getting it the regular, you know. I wasn't really focused on it. Because it's already here. Everybody has it anyway. So I threw this in at the last minute because I saw this Fire and Ice. So we had Dark Wolf, and now it seems like here we go. Let's zoom in. The Icons collectible is going to be coming out with a pre-order in March for Tigra. So this is the Fire and Ice, and I guess Tigra is going to come with this Panther. Shitan. And extras accessories. It's going to be deluxe packaging. They'll probably reveal more at Frazetta Girls. So when I saw this, I looked at it and I go, yeah, well, there's a female body, you know. It looks like, I know these are promos, but it looks like she's single jointed.
She does have elbows. I didn't notice at first.
Yeah, I just think that they're single. I know this is just their first promo and all the stuff that they showed from Dark Wolf. I mean, I remember when they first showed that. So, but this will be their second character, and they're putting that out, and so it looks like they're gonna. I thought Death Dealer was gonna be the next one, but I guess they went with this. This is cool. So, all I seen was the yep. I'm pretty sure. I'm curious about the price point. I'm assuming it's the same as Dark Wolf. Yeah, I'm wondering because the extra accessories and the Panther.
Did they consider Dark Wolf to be deluxe? They're throwing the deluxe word out there. That's Hasbro speak for $15 more.
Yeah.
They'll probably charge. I wonder if they will charge more because it's going to come. I assume it's coming with that Panther or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think that's what the deluxe part is. So
what was Dark Wolf 65?
What was it?
I think so. I got like a discount through Frazetta Girls. Like it was like, you get 15% off or something with your order if you sign up for something. I don't know.
$79.99 is my prediction. $79.99.
Be interesting. Yeah. I like to see where they go, like to see what improvements they'll have, like because I know they got a lot of feedback from Dark Wolf, so it'll be interesting to see the next jump, that they make. So
yeah,
who's gonna ride this wave? Boom. So I watched this live, or at least part of it, until look at that Punim. He's so happy, dude. I like seeing this. Like you can tell that these guys, they do like what they're doing, even though they got to deal with some of this stuff. But you can tell that they enjoy their job.
Mm-hmm.
We got the VHS 2-pack, Morbius and Doctor Strange. What do you guys think?
It did not move the needle for me.
Okay. What about?
I try not to follow the legends too closely. I don't want to get lured back in, so I took a very, very brief peek, and that was it.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a intervention when that stuff happened. When it happened during this, I was like, "Oh, okay, I can get distracted." So they got that. They got Carnage. To be honest with you, like I said, I got pulled away from this, so I don't know all the details. I know that they were talking about the sculpting with this.
I feel like they already did that with the Venom, the Venom pool wave.
Yeah, I didn't pick up that wave. I
have that Carnage or something very, very close to it, like because like the black on it is like raised, it's textured.
Yeah. Maybe there's somebody that follows Marvel Legends religiously that can comment on it. I remember they were really deep into the sculpt part. That was one of the highlights of the figure that they mentioned during the show.
That does.
Like I said, I was screenshotting and sending you guys stuff, and then they plugged this. They was like, "Yeah, you remember these guys?" And then they said, "Well, now we're gonna make all the rest of them." So I saw this, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool. This is really cool." And then they said that they're gonna have that 2-pack. This looks really good. Everything's like really, sculpted out. It looks pretty seamless, And then they showed this, and then I was thinking, maybe this is something kind of cool to get. And then I go, oh yeah, I don't know how hard it would be to backtrack to get these other two. I don't even know anything about it. So I was like, yeah, Paige, that's just something telling you don't need it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. You guys have thoughts on this or no? We'll push through. So Legends, they had this wave. Now this one was interesting because I saw this, and I think so they had Icarus, and they had the Black Winter Thor. I saw this, and I was like, oh, what's going on with this? This looks kind of cool.
He looks good.
Can you go back to the Black Winter Thor? I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
What's he working with there? Does he come with the snowflake?
The snowflake?
Yeah. The Black Winter turned out to be just a snowflake.
Well, here you go. This is all the stuff he comes with.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. price point. I think this goes up for pre-order tomorrow. It's on the last slide. I saw this, and not trying to say anything. This is what I was like. Oh crap! Look at this. This is cool. So I had Kazar, and then Wolfsbane. I think this one completes the team. And I didn't know anything about this character. And I saw this, and I go, okay, that's cool. I saw it in a comic. A lot of this was cool for the fact that if I didn't connect with me, I'm like, okay, that's money I'll save. No offense to them. It looks good. But this Build-A-Figure I thought looked really good. I was like, maybe I'll just buy that when it comes out. But as a wave complete, this is everything that you get.
You said you'll buy it when it comes out. When they re-release the figure, like they
yeah. When they put it in the in the package, and they're like, here you go, here's the bath. I like Kazar. I thought that one's cool, and then Cable, but the other ones, I mean, like I said, it's not like they look bad. It's just they were characters that I just didn't connect with, and I'm just like, and I'm trying to find excuses not to buy Legends. So seeing that, does this hit with you guys at all?
I like to build a figure. I'm kind of like you.
Yeah, that's the only thing I like out of it, and maybe it'll be at Ross for $30 for the whole wave, Christmas time.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, you also have to look at timing as well, because this is tomorrow, and I don't know how much of a hit anybody else took today, but there's that, and then there's Mythic Legions. Like, they have their stuff going on, and they also have ZoloCon this weekend, and goodness gracious, man.
There's another thing that dropped.
Thank you, sir.
Oh God, what was it? My friend is big into it. The Cyberzoic drop is coming. My friend's into that too, and so he's dumping a bunch of money this weekend. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just, there's so much stuff. Thank you, Husky, for letting us know that. Anybody who wants to play catch up, Franklin and Richards is on.
What's Cyberzoic?
Yeah, what is that?
I think it's that dinosaur.
Oh,
like it's like Kickstarter.
Yeah, like the dinosaurs with like the cybernetic parts.
Yeah, I think so.
I've seen
like those. Dino Riders. You remember Dino Riders?
Yeah, similar. Yeah. He's a Mythic Legions guy and Cosmic Legion, so I think those are kind of like his meet somewhere in the middle for him.
They leaned into this a little bit. Again, I was hopping on and off, and I didn't go back and watch the video. But I remember when they had this. I had the Dum Duggan. I don't remember having a whole figure, but I guess they made a body just for this guy, and then you got your Cory Christopher.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah,
it does look
and
good.
then what are those?
I don't think those are supposed to be on her feet.
Are they not supposed to be? Did I grab a bad image?
You stole those shoes from Jermaine Dupri?
I don't know.
Aren't they on the Super Bowl?
I don't know. That's why I put it up, because I didn't know if I grabbed a bad image or if there was something about the character that I didn't know. So
pretty sure those are halftime shoes.
Those are Yeezys. Well, to me, this looked cool. Hopefully the shoes maybe it's just it looks like Vex's shoes.
That's a pinless CC right there too.
It is. Look at them. Oh, hold on.
That's what we like to call Ultimate CC right there.
Zoom in and enhance.
No, sir. Let's get past the prop before we do any kind of enhancements.
That's nice.
This is a fully articulated. Like, you won't be hindered by your jacket anymore. Your black trench coat.
Well, I can guarantee you he bends better than I can now.
I'll pick this up. I would. It looks cool.
Is it a 3-pack?
I don't know. Like I said, I jumped in and out, and I'm really trying to distance some of myself with, like, I know it's bad for information for the show, but I always figure that there's somebody specialized in these lines that'll jump in and say, no, Paige, that's not what it is. It's $59.99. Not making a joke about what you said, Husky. Just saying, somebody gets in there and does that. I'm hoping that happens, but I don't know anything about this. I do know that they said they had a bunch of MCU stuff that during the beginning of the show, they said they had a bunch of MCU stuff, but they were going to save that for a later date. So I'm pretty sure we're probably going to see like a movie Deadpool and a movie Wolverine and a bunch of other stuff. So we'll just scoot past this. Oh, I thought this was cool.
Ooh, movie Deadpool.
Yeah, I have this guy 2 times already.
See, I feel like that's been released previously.
I have 2 versions of him. This is more of like that classic Toy Biz design, and I don't have that one. I have the kick-ass one. The one where he sliced what's his name in half with the sword. I got that version, and I don't have this version. This would be kind of cool, but that's an Amazon. There was a Target one, and I don't know why it didn't load up on here. Gonna fire the production guy. There was a Target one, and I just went, oh, I think it was something else. What was it? Oh, the Target one was this guy. He was the Target exclusive.
Oh, Carnage.
Carnage. And then Walmart exclusive was the Prowler.
Look at that haircut.
I do like both of those figures.
They do look good, man.
Yeah. It looks straight off the comic book, that Prowler.
Did Sentinel ever do a Prowler? They never did a Prowler, did they?
No. The other one's getting released soon. The Spider-Man Noir. It should be shipping anytime now.
Yeah, Sentinel one? Yeah.
Yeah.
They got to give us a Prowler. Sentinel Prowler would be incredible.
Yeah.
Moving along. So, this is kind of... We'll blaze through this a little bit too, but the retailer appreciation wave that went out. I know you guys are into this, so I'll let you handle this.
Timestamped.
Just for chance.
Timestamped.
Oh yeah, you did predict this, didn't you?
Yeah, somebody said I was probably gonna be wrong.
You can't miss him twice.
Yeah.
What do you think, CC? You gonna get that version?
No, I like the original, honestly.
Same.
But he's still one of the best looking figures that I own. Like that's one of those guys you just sit on the shelf. He's got a lot of presence. That's a beautiful figure.
This is a new one.
He just deserves to be displayed.
Yeah, this is the new one, a different version. So $69.99.
Gold.
Oh yeah, the black robe version of Red Death figure.
I need the clock.
Yeah, I like clock. I like the deco on it.
Yeah,
I definitely need that clock.
That one's on my list of maybes.
Yeah, how much is it? It's.
Let me know when you get tired of the clock.
Well, somebody will probably be selling it. I'll buy that if somebody's out there selling it. Like that one guy, he was selling a bunch of clocks. $69.99.
You're selling a bunch of what?
Clocks. There was a guy, he was just selling clocks. Yeah, these clocks. Yeah. I had a couple of pictures of him. I think the robe is different. And then, excuse me, the Ghost of Jacob Marley. He's translucent.
And glow in the dark, right?
I think I only got one of him, but the accessories on this is so kick-ass. I wonder if they're going to put anything in there this time with that one.
They did with the Santa. They put different colored, or Father Christmas, the different colored helmets than what they did with the original release. So I wonder if they'll give us a different mask.
Yeah. This is when I really had to turn away. So this is the I'll probably butcher that. This looks badass.
Yes.
I like the soft goods. Look at that.
Put you down for 2, 3, because there's 3 different head sculpts there, Paige.
Damn it. No. I gotta say no, man. As much as, and this stuff looks good, man. It looks like, it looks really
just
good.
skeleton, I can tell you that.
Like a Viking warrior, like it's what it looks like. I think it said Valkyrie, didn't it?
Gonna need 6 of those minimum.
No,
Paige.
no.
Come on now. Just for that amazing photo of them coming off a longboat.
It looks good, man.
It's just, Conan. Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Man, yeah. I know what you're trying to do.
About 6 or 7 of those against King Conan. Oh, that'd be an epic shot.
We're trying to. Well, that's all right, Boba. You got this, right? Boba's in the audience. He's probably got a dozen on pre-order. Dio's already cooking.
Yeah. Everybody's, oh, let's see if we can make Paige do it. No, man, you can't. Like, it's cool, man, but when you start $50, not saying it's not worth it.
$300. You spent more than that on one Ninja Turtle set today.
Jesus.
And a guy with your talent that could build the deck of a Viking ship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! The opportunities are just endless.
Just saying.
And then when you're done with it, I'll send you my address.
I like this look. Look at that. I like this.
That's awesome. That shield looks good. The good patina on it.
I will say I have a bunch of the Mythic Legions skeletons, and I do love those figures.
They're great. Sawyer has one courtesy of Cory Christopher as well, from the Cory Christopher collection.
It's one of the few skeletons that have escaped. That's about the only skeleton that I've let go so far is the one I gave to Sawyer. That's it.
Yeah. Mark your calendar because this wave goes up for pre-order from our retailers, and you can click the link, but not here. You can go on our website and click the link, and it lists everybody that's on there. I'm wondering if they're going to be selling this as Zoltan, you think, or no?
No, I think it said that it won't be at any shows or anything. Like I thought they said that in their press release. You won't be able to pick them up at shows.
Right.
Or
it's a retailer exclusive.
The variants. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I just got. Oh, that's from. Yeah. So, March. Yeah. So, and then they also had. I guess this was the whole thing that I showed just in case. Oh, this was the last one. This is the. I'm not even going to try it.
Fisher.
The Shadow Circle Commander. Fisher Price.
Yeah.
Fisher Price. I used to play with those.
Yup.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that because I saw somebody showed this retro picture of kind of like the design, but I think they already addressed that. This looks cool, man.
It looked good with your other legions that you bought, Paige, over at Mezco. I know more about this line than Cece and I do now.
Yeah.
Did you guys make a backstage bet?
That'll make for a great macro mythic shot.
Yeah, macro. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, they didn't like that. They were like, keep that shit in the Mezco group page. Bring that shit over here.
Until you drop one of those Monkey King shots on them, then they won't know what hit them.
Nah, they won't like that shit. Go back to your Mezco group. And then the in-stock sale, again, like I said, that's going to be on the 24th. I don't know anybody who's going to have any money. I did see some people say that because they missed out this drop, that's where their stuff was going to go. All right, let's get to the spicy stuff. This is what I'm talking about. And that's not a prediction. I seem to remember us talking about this last week. Remember we were talking about, the itinerary? It's because somebody asked me. They were like, the itinerary is not coming out. I was like, just wait, be patient. Next day, boom, it's out. You can check that out, the Mezco website. There's a bunch of stuff on there. But let's just jump right into it. Shell shocked. Wow. Full disclosure. I'm pretty good financially, even though I try to give this advice to everybody, be prepared, stuff like that. Today kind of hurt. Jesus.
Question.
Yeah.
What'd you have for dinner tonight, Paige? Was it ramen or?
You want to know what I had, honestly? You want to know what I had for lunch? Elbow noodles. Not gonna lie.
A little bit of butter on there, and that's it.
Butter and garlic. And then today, Anne asked me, she said, I'm hungry. I don't want to cook. What do you want me to bring? Or what should we get for dinner? And I was like, man, I'm going to skip it. She said, what? I was like, yeah. Nah. And then she goes, I'll buy. And I was like, that's cool. She was like, what do you want me to get? I got, just go get like a $5 biggie bag.
You're like, I'll take a steak because it's going to be my last one for a while.
Well, a lot of it was this. It was me telling myself, damn, you did a little bit too much today. So I was like, because I did get this. They charged for this. And then we had the drop today. So Oof, God. So quick question for you guys. Let me bring you guys in. So I've seen this a lot. This is coming out, right? So first question I have for you guys, this is charged today. Do you think that this is going to dip in price? Because this is what I saw the most conversation about in the groups. People are thinking that, oh, they're going to wait this out and they're going to see it on Amazon or it's going to dip. What do you guys think?
No. It's sold out everywhere. It's sold out. Like, all the in-group retailers are sold out. BBTS has been sold out. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some wait lists to convert and a few that'll trickle through, but
yeah,
I'd be shocked to see it on Amazon or anything. I mean, I'd be absolutely stunned.
Here's my market prediction. You ready for this?
Here we go.
Oh, do you need a solo shot?
No, I don't need a solo shot. You don't need
Okay.
So,
there's right here.
It's all going to depend on how patient you want to be. You're not going to find this for below retail, I don't believe, in the next 30 to 60 days. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be hot for a while. And with it being tax time, there are going to be people willing to pay, a ridiculous amount of money in order to get one if they missed it, right? Mm-hmm. So you never buy on the bubble. However, you're going to have people that bought 2 and 3 of these sets that as Mezco continues to just pour it on like they're showing their intentions are this year, if you're patient, later on down the road, I think you'll be able to pick this set up. Because somebody is going to either need to free up money or just make room in their collection. So tough decisions will be made. Because we are on an epic all-time pace right now with Mezco. Right? Like, they're not pulling any punches. They want all of the monies, and they're not waiting for it. So there's going to be fallout. So if you missed, I believe, be patient and just hold, and you're going to come across a great deal. Just like some of these, the Pink Skulls, Get From Hell sets and things like that. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be right away, though. You're not going to wait 2 weeks and catch this thing on Amazon for, $3.49. But if you just hold the line and play it patient, there's going to be some fire sales, and you'll pick this up.
Yeah. I'll say this looking directly at the camera. Do me a favor. If you have like FOMO fever, just like he said, wait. I'm telling you right now, just wait. Take a couple of days, take the weekend just to kind of see if like some of the wait lists kind of convert, because I saw a couple people that had payment problems today through probably no fault of their own. Maybe they didn't update, or maybe they just didn't have the funds. But I saw a lot of that today. So those are people that already got put on the list that, like, if they check it again and it doesn't go through, that's a wait list convert. So just take some time and don't rush to any snap decisions, just like CC said. I would say give it the weekend and just see what happens. But don't go jumping out the window unless you're really hard up for this version of the Turtles. I would say just kind of like relax a little bit. Do you guys think that this is because I saw this a lot in the group. Do you guys think that this was a bad time to charge for this? I think we're going to get knee deep into this one.
When is a good time to charge for this?
Exactly.
Go do your taxes. Get ready. It's only going to get worse.
CC?
So it's not so much the timing that bothered me with this one. But I would like to know what made them kind of break the routine that they've had with the past few releases. Fantastic Four, I think they gave us almost a 3-week, if not more, kind of a notification letting us know, that thing was coming. Some of the other larger sets, they kind of give you an extra heads up. To my memory, I think this is the first time we've gotten a 1-day notice, I think, ever. I think prior to that, I think the shortest notice we ever gotten was, I think we got an email on a Friday that we would get charged on Monday. But I can't remember a time where we ever got an email on a Tuesday and then got charged the very next day. So that's kind of the only beef I have with this, is not so much the when they're charging for it, But I would just love to know what made them kind of break their own routine of giving us that, 4 to 5 business day kind of a heads up. Because we all knew this was probably coming. We knew it was probably coming, but I just don't understand. They kind of hit us with the big bad toy store, heads up. Here's your email. We'll be charging soon, and by soon they mean tomorrow morning. It's kind of what they hit us with. It's kind of weird. They really broke routine.
Do you think it's because there's more than enough people on the wait list that they're not worried if people can't pay for it?
It could be, but I guess I would still go back to what would make you kind of hit the panic charge button, right? Like, I just don't understand. Maybe somebody's going on vacation next week. Kevin's cousin, Mario, that handles the invoicing or whatever. I don't know who that guy is. Maybe that person's going on vacation, so they got to get it out of the way. But I don't know. Just the whole timing of the whole thing just seems so rushed, and I don't understand why they would feel the need to do it. Especially, like I said, this is not a cheap set. Not a cheap set at all.
Yeah.
What I will say, and I promised that I was going to mention this, I don't want this to sound like this one of those things where I'm trying to burn Mezco down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've all known that this set has been pushed back. We've had opportunity to pay for it. But this is also why we've been trying to put things into place to make sure we don't fall into this situation again, right? Yes. I'm a firm believer in not complaining about things that I don't have control over and spending a lot of time focusing on that. So, which is why moving forward this year, I'm ensuring that all of my pre-orders are paid for, because it's these type of headaches, and I don't want to find myself relying on Mezco to protect me from myself, because that's what it all boils down to at the end of the day. So my days of just having pre-orders and not being paid for ahead of time, those are done.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of indifferent with this. I think because everything that I see, like in the groups, before, because this set was in January of last year, right? So it's a quick turnaround anyway. But it got pushed back, I think, twice, and the one time it was through December. And I honestly think that they pushed it back in December just because of the holidays and so many things that they were dropping before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it gets with me, is like, if people knew that it was going to come out in December and you had extra time, what happened? Some of this is like cold hard truth. Like, is when is it ever going to be a good time? Because you know what? If we're being honest about it, what happens is it's just like any bill. If you have your mortgage or your car bill, it's due at a certain date, right?
Mm-hmm.
You prepare for it, right? That's financially responsible. You're supposed to do, right? This is just something extra. So it's not something that you need, but it's still a bill that's going to be coming due. So if somebody told you with your mortgage, hey, your mortgage, we're going to push it back 30 days. You don't have to worry about it, but you still got to pay it for 60 days. Do you just spend the money? Because that's what's happening. There's so many other things that are like distracting you. Like, now we just talked about all these other things, legends and everything. People have money in their pocket. They're going to burn it on other stuff. So when I see somebody say, it's just not a good time right now, why wouldn't it be a good time when there was a whole year to prepare for it, and then also an extra additional 60 days?
I think part of the issue is, you have so much of this disinformation out there where, when we first, or shouldn't say we, when you first posted like this first quarter projection for the figures that were going to be released, all you heard from everyone was, there's no way we'll see half of these, right?
Not planned.
We heard that, all the time, that, hey, there's no way we're going to see half of these. You'll be lucky to see 2 or 3 out of these, and that's all everybody was saying. And I think people buy into that, right? And they feel like, you know what? Hey, I got time. This is going to get pushed back to June. I'll catch it later on, that type of thing. And then, like your graphic is showing here, we've only got 4 left. 4 left, and there's another 2-pack, right? And then 3 figures. So this could still end up being a very expensive quarter. We got, 4 weeks left.
Yeah, you still have Dick Tracy, you have man. Recovery Superman, you got Firefly and Storm Shadow. I mean, that's still equal. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a big set. That's 6, right? Plus, we had 2. I know not everybody got the one today, and the other one as well. That's 8 figures, bro.
And how
And
many
I know
pre-orders?
everybody thinks, oh, I have to look at the phone. I think that there's been quite a few.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, I know we had Robin. I know we had who's the other one just now? Come on, Paige. It's in my phone.
Sure.
But I don't want to lose track of it. But the thing is like I know like people like when I put these posts up and stuff like that, people oh no, okay, it's just Chicken Little and stuff like that. No, it's to get people like prepared for this so this doesn't happen. And that's why we have these segments on the show to try to like not to beat it in and call people poor or anything like that, but you got to be like, this is a premium line, man. It's a high price line, and it's gonna bite people in the ass if you're not on top of it. And some of these things that we've been talking about are just ways to kind of keep on top of it. Like today, I used PayPal and 4, and I used my reward points. And I understand that there's emergencies, like like hospital bills or your car broke down, you need new tires and stuff like that. But those are the unexpected things. But when I see like somebody say, "Oh, it's just not the right time," well, when would be the right time? Next week? Somebody said like after the con. Okay, so you do it after the con, and then what happens? It may not be right for somebody else. It's never going to be the right time. That's why you should always just prepare for it. Not trying to like be the person on the soapbox, but like you'll see a lot of people. Oh, I'm pissed off at this company because they're charging for something they told me about, and I'm like, it's never going to be the good time, man. So yeah, networking, PayPal and 4, credit cards. I mean, those are ways like you can get around it. Isn't it
Yeah.
kind of bad though? Like you're using a credit card because it's interest. How come nobody gives shit to the credit cards about gaining interest off the purchase? But everybody will blame them for like the NRDs and stuff like that. Shouldn't you be mad at the credit card company too?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. But
Yeah, and if some people, I was thinking about this earlier today, if some people are just really dead set against paying in full in advance because you feel like your money's on hold, then I would
yeah,
do like what Ian was talking about, where you set that money in either your savings or a separate account and you just don't touch it, right? Like a lot of this on our part takes a lot of discipline because it's very easy to just blindly just slap down that very small NRD and then not worry about it, or you order from another real retailer that isn't asking for a deposit and just say, you know what, I'll take it. And then all of a sudden this stuff hits and then you got to deal with it. But let's be honest, if you can't pay for it right now when you're pre-ordering it, it's probably not going to be any easier to pay for it when it lands.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very, very committed to in moving forward that anything that I pre-order or purchase, I'm either going to pay for it in advance or I'm going to set that money in my savings where it can't be touched until it's time for this thing to hit.
Yeah. I like the idea that.
No. Club
Hello
CC.
there, MC.
Hi.
Everybody better take note that Firefly date hasn't moved.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still wondering about that one. Yeah, I'm still wondering about that one. I think like the Dick Tracy and then maybe Storm Shadow. I'm not in this one. I'm pretty good about thinking about these 3. I don't know about this one. That's just me personally. But yeah, but that's the point of having these conversations, man. It's not to beat anything down, and that's why I also said like today, I did it. I took a hit, man, and it hurts. It does, man, because you see that money just kind of leaving. But it's also a reality check too. It's like even when I had that happen and I could still cover it, I told myself I need to be better about certain things. Either cut down quantity or I need to cut more lines out. You know what I mean? But it's just trying to be prepared. And not one of the things I think a lot of people probably have a problem with is maybe they can't afford it and they don't want to say that. We talked about that before. And it's okay if you can't afford it. Just take some of the steps that like this show and other shows I'm pretty sure have been saying too, but just stack a little bit away so you don't hit that frustration, and just start pointing fingers. Because a lot of times when you see some of the people talking, it's like they weren't prepared. If you didn't have it in December, what happened? You know, it wasn't going to be there. If you didn't have it in December, you're not going to have it now, unless you saved and you were committed to doing it. But anyway, you think we'll get another?
It's going to be hard for you to cut lines when you just started army building Valiant Knights.
A skeleton crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can't get the skeleton crew because of this now.
I'll front you.
It's affecting my bottom line.
You know what's funny, man, is I was on I was watching Dark Knight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this must have been Monday night. I was watching Dark Knight, and I love the Heath Ledger in that movie as Joker. So I get done watching the movie, and I'm searching around online for the Felix Toys version because I'm like, you know what, I need one of these, right? I really wanted to shoot one, and it was in stock, and something told me not to go ahead and buy it. And I'm so glad I did, because then we get the notification that, the turtles are charging. I'd have been so upset myself. Here I am looking at, I was getting ready to pick up that the Felix Toys Joker and the Bond, Daniel Craig Bond figure.
Yeah, oh yeah, I see a lot of pictures of that one.
Yeah, I was getting ready to pick up both of those, and I'd have been sick if I'd have picked those up and then had to turn around and then pay for the turtles today. I'd have been sick.
Ian said, "Hit him up." He said, "Hit him up." Maybe he has a spare for you.
Hit him up style.
Yeah.
But
this is the updated kind of list for everybody. As you can see, most of it's all greened out. This will be greened out because I did see that this was in the shipping queue for Mezco, but I don't think anybody's officially got shipping yet. It would be cool if this came out in New York. Get it? But I guess we're going to have to see. That's a pretty big set, so it may come out of both, or maybe I noticed the bigger stuff comes out of Fife, but they've also been splitting shipments too. So, everybody, let's take off our feelings jacket for this one. I don't know how spicy this one's going to get. Lord have mercy on our soul. So Bartholomew Vex. Context. Stop motion comes up. What did you guys think feedback-wise when this first came out? Like from what you saw, if you saw anything, or what were your thoughts about this when it first came out? I like the stop motion. I want to start off with that. I thought it was kick-ass. We could take the jackets out. Say whatever you want to say about this.
I like the robe. I thought that was a cool accessory.
It's good. Feet in the water. Yeah, all right.
And I like the little druids or whatever the heck, those little guys that he's got around him.
Yeah. Those guys are they going to hit us up with that?
Bastards. Of course they will. There's spies. I like variants. Like, honestly, I like the alternate looks. Vapor's a famous one that's had a couple releases. But full disclosure, I'm like, I wasn't, we talked about this a little bit backstage. Like, I haven't really put enough hands on the original version yet to really make an informed, like, oh, it's such a great figure or anything like that. I just kind of looked at him, made sure everything worked all right, no breaks, no flaws, and put it back in the, actually, here's the box just sitting here. I even broke it out tonight for this conversation, but I don't know. It was okay.
Well, oddly enough, and I kind of shared this a little bit in the chat, but my first feeling when I saw this, other than I always love the stop motion videos, that guy's great, was relief. I was like, thank God, right? This was the first thing I thought when I saw what this exclusive was going to be, because I was so afraid that it was going to be something like, could you imagine if we got hit with the Turtles today and then the exclusive had been Shredder? Could you imagine us killing ourselves trying to come up with the cash to pay the $165 for a deluxe steel box Shredder to go with the Turtles? So, in all opinion, I kind of like when they do these very obscure Toy Con exclusive type things, right? We kind of talked about this when we were talking about Red Eye, where, in my opinion, Red Eye should have been recognized and known that it was going to be real popular. I think this is obscure enough where most of us are going to be okay not having it in the collection. Like, you might feel bad that you missed out on this one, But let's be honest, folks. Like, you shouldn't be killing yourself to get this one because you don't have the different colored goat with a few extra accessories. Once again, be patient. Let's not jump in any $800 waffles next week because this is the next big thing, right? Don't be a sucker. Don't be a sucker. You know, you hear people tell you that they only made 666 of these. Nobody knows. Don't be a sucker. Just be patient and wait it out. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But this was an obscure enough of release, and would it just been a color variant? You know, I was pretty cool with that. I didn't even try to pick it up today.
So you didn't get it, or you didn't even try?
I didn't even try. I took a look at the listing a couple hours later just to see, you know, what all it had. But I wasn't worried about it. I paid for my turtles today. I was content with that purchase, and I'm definitely okay moving forward.
Okay, so is there anything
this is the blueprint for exclusives though from Mezco? If you're going to do very, very limited numbers, make sure it's very obscure releases like this.
Yeah, I had something on that too, like a little bit later. But is there anything that really jumped out at? See, MC, I told you. Look, see, see.
Yeah, the eyeshadow.
Yeah. Is there anything that jumped out at you that that you really liked about the offer, and even if you didn't get it? Oh, look at that little sluggy. MC.
I like it. One thing I like is, like we were talking about, you pointed out the eyes. I like the blue eyes. Like it just kind of pops off that red, and I wish it was on the goat head, the blue, just because the black, the black head, it's all black. I just wish there was a little color variant. And I know you pointed out the shadow, but I don't know. I just kind of want. It's not gonna make a difference to me, but I just think it would make it pop a little bit more and stand out a little bit more. I like that color blue a lot. It's, I think, a really cool color blue. So
did you have any charging problems? Because the reason why I asked is because I thought today I was going to, because of, how some cards put a limit on you for how much can be charged. I had money to cover it, but I didn't know because of the the sets. I was like, so I got 2 turtle sets, right? So that's a lot. And then when you do this, I thought that I was going to get flagged. Like the bank was going to be like, "Who's this Mezco Toys, and why is they taking like all this money?"
They know you.
So, they were like, "How much shit he spends with them? Yeah, that's cool. Let it go." But I was thinking that I was like, "Man, I'm gonna probably get a fraud alert or something." I didn't even get anything. Everything went through today.
So you got all 6 red vaccines, two turtle sets with issues today.
Man, I'm telling you. So I watched this, and I'm not trying to hype anything. It's not cap or anything like that. It's not trying to make this situation worse. This was very limited, very limited. And so, I'm glad CC said what he said. I don't, unless you're like a true fan of the character or you really want this version. Yeah, I mean, I would still kind of wait and see what happens, but there's not going to be a lot of these floating around. I'm telling you right now.
So
this thing sold out in 3 minutes. It sold out in 3 minutes, not 2 minutes, not 1 minute. I know somebody will say it's just a minute. What does it matter? I'm just telling you, it didn't sell out in 2 minutes. It was 3 minutes. I got screenshots. I can show you. And then it sold out. And then it took like a minute for it to flip over to the wait list. And the numbers I saw, they were gone like very quickly. You can literally watch it. And there's somebody else that can confirm it because we're doing both at the same time. But there's not a lot of these. So, which I don't know if it's a bad deal anyway, because most of the initial comments on this was a lot of the religious stuff to it. We don't have to touch any of that, but there was a lot of religious stuff to this, and then there was a lot of, oh, this is just a repaint, this is BS, I don't want it. But then, like we talked about the week when we did Red Eye, as soon as you slap or people know that it's limited, everybody wants it now. So,
fight those feelings, folks. Fight those feelings.
What stuck out to you about this page? Like, what drew you to? I mean, we know you're all in on Mezco, you know, like not knocking it by no means, but what really turns you on about this figure? Like, what did you find the most appealing?
I like the fact that there's just different stuff that I was thinking about doing with it. Like the first thing that I saw was the robes, and I go, okay, these are kind of like, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I was like, oh, these are kind of like druids or priests or something like that. The way they look like this, I'm like, man, grab a couple of these, take the hands off, take the head off. You put, because it's the head and neck combo, right? Because it's the same thing with the vulture right there. I still need to make sure and double check, but those pegs, maybe those pegs will fit from the knowledge screw or something like that, or you can make it work. But I said, you got druids right there. You know, I like the suit also here because I still like that little slug. But here, like, look at this. The other suit, you know, is different, but then you have the white socks. This one has black socks. This is all black, but this is just another character. I don't ever look at one of these offerings and go, this is, you know, this is
Bartholomew Vex. You can't change it. You can't put somebody else's face on it. Yeah,
exactly. It's only that. It's only Gomez. I don't ever look at that because if I'm going to spend the money, I want to be able to like look at and see different ways that I'm going to be able to utilize this. And I just looked at it and said, there's lots of stuff to utilize. I like the character. I can separate some of this stuff. I don't look at this thing and go, oh, this is, you know, satanic demon stuff and everything like that. If you're going to do that kind of stuff, putting labels on evil and stuff like that, why are you collecting any evil characters at all? It's the same motivation, right?
Right.
So, I mean, I don't look at that kind of stuff and say, oh, I can see where some people might, but this isn't a goat, it's a ram, isn't it? I know it's advertised as a goat, but it's a ram. I don't know. I just don't look into it like that. It's a toy, bro.
I think a Solomon Kane head would look great on this, you know, like a pilgrim Puritan kind of look to it.
And then you have something to go against other things too, like Conan, Solomon Kane, like that. You know, there's just different things that you can go and you can do with it. But that's the most that I saw today about it was all the religious stuff that was attached to this, and that's cool. I get people are into their faith and stuff like that, and they don't want to support it,
but to be fair, don't push your religious faith onto me though. You know, like if you're upset that this offends you, don't preach to me why it offends you. You know, because I mean, I am a religious person, to be fair. So, but this doesn't bother me.
I think it's kind of one of those things where, though, you know, like MC's saying, you're definitely entitled to pass on this figure because you know you are offended by it. You know what I mean? That's definitely it's okay for you to do that. You know, there was that they released that religious wave of figures. You know what I'm talking about? I don't remember the name. But that guy
Crucible.
It was no. I actually told somebody.
You had you know, the Archangel Michael, and it had all the religious artifacts and things like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I actually
had Mary, and you know, I think one had Paul. Like it was literally based on the Bible. You know, these action figures.
Right.
And I'm not the most religious person in the world, but I don't know. It was just something about, you know, biblical action figures that just didn't sit right with me. You know, I don't know. Like I just don't see me, you know, playing with a Jesus action figure. I don't see me being able to do that. So like you know, D13, Aaron Rojo's got it. Yeah, those. Like I just couldn't get into it. But at the same time, I didn't sit there and chastise anybody else saying, oh my God, you're going to hell for having false prophets and stuff. You know what I mean? It just, sometimes it's okay to silently pass. I don't know why nobody can do that.
I can't tell you the 10 people I saw that said they were going to pass. I can never tell you who said well, I can tell you one or two people because it's always the same people. But when somebody says pass, I don't get it. Dude, you're in a group, there's an affiliation with a brand and there's an affinity for that brand. You saying that you're going to pass it, dude, nobody cares. Honestly, nobody cares that you're going to pass on this figure. The only person that's going to care is later on when you come back and you say, I need to find this figure because I see everybody has it in hand and now I want it.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, you're going to be like, that's the guy that said he passed. He trashed it. So like you said, why not just sit sit with your own thing and just say, okay, yeah, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to push this on anybody either. You know, if you don't agree with whatever this is, then that's cool. That the Lord of Tears. Do a little research and look at the altar and see what's written on the altar and just do your own research and look that up. I'm pretty sure people would have a problem with that too. I mean, but a lot of people don't know about it, and it's just a toy. If you don't like what it is, then just don't support it with your money or even anything at all. But it's obvious that they have a brand that they want to do in a character selection, and they're just going to like put it out. I don't think that they're trying to get people to play Pink Skull records backwards. I mean, it's a little bit much. It's just like, because where does it stop?
Hey, I wonder if you played the record backwards, will they put money back in your wallet?
Back.
I saw this. And like I said, I'm not trying to argue with anybody. I just know that I did it the whole time. I screenshotted everything, and I had it where at this time it was still available, and then as soon as I hit 103, it's just a minute. I mean, down in history, it can be whatever you want it to be. I don't like saying something unless I have proof of it. So I had proof of it when it went on. So I mean, hey, if it's 2 minutes, it's 2 minutes. It can be the fastest selling out Mezco figure in history, I guess. But I just know that that's what I got for it. I know a lot of people, because it just perpetuates more stuff. People are like, oh, it's sold out in 2 minutes and there's only this many. It's just, uh-oh, look at that. See? Oh, there's a lot. So now see figures for Prune Face. Yeah. Yeah. How come nobody talks about the history of that? Look up the history of Prune Face and what he was before he was Prune Face. It's like there's just, I don't know. It just doesn't get me. And Order the Demons only the ultimate offense.
Yeah, see, I couldn't do it, man. I looked at those. I don't want. Well, you know, I'm not even crazy about like having like the dolls and stuff, those type of figures in my house. So like the last thing I want are like, you know, biblically accurate demon figures in my house. Like I just no.
Yeah. And that's something that you're not comfortable with, but maybe somebody else is. I mean, we had this discussion about the whole, you know, German soldiers thing and everything else like that. I mean, that's it's in the Indiana Jones and for people like that fling around this soft stuff a lot at you, but then when something comes out and they get, pretty triggered by it, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's a little hypocritical. I'm like, if you're going to be hard all the time. Don't like, if it just doesn't apply to you, and it just doesn't apply to you. But I know this is a touchy subject, not just because of the subject matter, but then also because this sold out so quickly. So one thing that I did see, and we've talked about this before with production numbers, this was very low produced. There wasn't a lot. And I kept seeing, and this is a good point by people in the groups, they were saying, are we just going back to what it was before, where you're just going to have to be on point? I had two friends today message me. One had bad cell service, and I've been in that position. I felt for him, and I know he's a fan. And he's like, I missed out. And I go, damn, dude, that sucks. And I was thinking to myself, are people really going to have to be on guard now with these exclusives? And if so, should they put purchase limits on it if they know that these things are going to be selling out like this? Because once or twice, you might get a little understanding, and there's starting to be a little upcurrent about this now. But if this continues, you can see people getting frustrated because it's almost, I'm not saying that Mezco is promoting aftermarket pricing, but the thing is that if you keep doing this, that people are going to think that you're encouraging it because it's not being fairly distributed. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's no purchase limits on this. Who knows how many? Someone could have learned from the last one and gone, you know what? They didn't have any purchase limits. I'll just buy as many as I want now. And this one was limited. So now somebody might actually have a bunch, right? because they learned from the last one. You don't have any purchase limits. So if they're going to keep doing this, should they have purchase limits? I think they should. If it's going to be limited like this, I think you should.
Have they done? They've done like one per before, haven't they?
Yes. Yeah. A few times. And it works because it allows more people to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I do think if they had a limit on this would have lasted longer. But I think somebody figured it out from last time. And they were like, yeah, let me just try this. I'm going to buy as many as I want.
I don't think they're going to get rich like off of Red Eye Vex money on this though, or Red Eye Knight. I don't think they will.
I checked eBay earlier today just to kind of see. I didn't see any listings for it. But what do you think? Do you think it should just be free range and whoever grabs it, or do you think that they should have purchase limits?
I think purchase limits are a good thing because it's going to prevent scalping for sure. I would hope. I mean, it's not going to prevent it. It's going to make it more challenging to pull it off, I guess is the correct way to put it. I mean, what's a fair number to say? 2? I mean, like I look at you, Paige, and obviously we know how you collect and why you collect the way you do, and is it fair to go to 1? I don't think so, because people like you like 1 in boxed, and then 1 to open up to enjoy, and is it 3? Is that the magic number in case you're buying 1 for a buddy? I mean, where do we draw the line on purchase limit though?
The selfish part of me would say 2.
Okay.
But well, no. Hear me out.
It's your opinion. It's your opinion. So
yeah, like you said, I think 2 is fair, because even if you're being like me, you're like, I want 1 in box and 1 to mess around with.
Mm-hmm.
You still have the flexibility of saying, CC missed this. I'm gonna give him my extra 1. So there's 2, right? That's the selfish part of me. I guess it would depend on the production run. If it was really low like this, I would say 1 per is cool. That way, because we all know there's ways to get around it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to take you time. And that time that it takes for you to do what you need to do to get the extra 1, other people have gotten it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what kind of makes it fair. I think 2 is good, but I think if it's a low production, I think it should be 1. What do you think, CC?
So I'm all for if it's going to be a limited offering. To me, it's just common sense to put limits on it. I almost feel like when you don't put limits on it, that you're almost saying that you're kind of afraid of that product moving. I almost wonder if some of this, doesn't have to do with, the other 2 exclusives that they had limits on that took kind of a while for them to move. So I'm hoping this isn't an extended trend. I'm gonna be honest with you. You had talked about, are we going back to the old ways of Mezco? I have enjoyed collecting Mezco far more this last year and a half than what I did the first year.
Mm-hmm.
The first year scrambling for exclusives and missing out on things like Spec Ops and stuff like that. To me, there was nothing enjoyable about it at all. And it almost created this environment of, you had a group full of the haves versus the have-nots. And you had the haves always walking around thumping their chest, look at what I got. Hey, I just got this off of eBay for $450, all this kind of, BS. I'm not looking forward to going back to that at all. Like, I definitely enjoy a community that's more focused around the things that we do with these figures, with the photography and the things like that, versus this just becoming a scavenger hunt and trying to chase down these grail items. I don't enjoy it, because then what happens is these things are so limited that you don't even want to take them out of the box and enjoy it, right? It just becomes shelf candy. It sits on the box and people say, hey, this is 1 of 450. Look at what I got. I paid $100 for it. Now it's worth $1,200. It's not fun. It's not fun. I've had so much more fun playing and enjoying my figures this last year and a half, way more than what I did that first year that I was in Mezco. That was stressful. Nothing fun about it. It was just stressful. So I'm really hoping Mezco's listening, and this isn't what we're going back to. I could understand you sprinkling some limited ones in there because there are certain collectors that really is what brings them to the line, and that's what they're looking for, is they want these hard to find grail items that nobody else has. That way we can kind of lord over everyone else. But the overwhelming majority of us, right, want these figures. And it would be a huge disservice to your community of, there has to be 20,000 at minimum Mezco collectors worldwide to only see to 500 or 600 a release. That makes no sense at all. None, right? Like there makes no sense in releasing something that you can't satisfy. But I do understand them being some, but I'm hoping that this is the last limited release for a while.
So do you think that, and I did want to highlight this really quick because there was 3 comments and they're kind of the same, but they all said pretty much in agreement of the purchase limit, but ways to get around the purchase limit, like make a purchase limit for the first 24 hours. If it's not moving, then you kind of take the rails off of it and say, yeah, the restrictor plate user. Yeah, go ahead and get however many you want. Because in that 24 hours.
Yeah, and we've seen that before, right? Like we've seen Mythic Legions do that where, it didn't sell out. So now they say, hey, you know what? Now at this point, after 24 hours, you can buy as many as you want. They do that with those in-stock sales. Right. And it seems to work great, right? It gives everyone an opportunity to grab one. But when you're a company like this, you really have to make sure that you're catering to, not just 500 people, because that doesn't make any sense to me, math wise, when you've got thousands of collectors out there, right? That's going to be what's going to help you move the business and keep it going. And you don't want to start turning those people off. And we kind of talked about that before, where with like Hasbro and things like that, like it is possible to sour somebody against, and they just get out. They just get out. So, I would hope that this is just a limited thing. And if they kind of sprinkle some of these in to kind of satisfy those folks that felt like Mezco was being overproduced, and to kind of reinvigorate the line and maybe, a little bit, bring in some people back in, maybe that had potentially got out. But, I just don't feel like small runs of, less than 1,000 figures for a company this size would be worth their time to move the needle.
This is something that I always like try to bring up too, is like, even though as US based customers and collectors, we have a lot easier than international collectors, because like they're staying up at weird hours, they're dealing with a lot of other things, trying to connect to us to try to purchase it. And I'm in total agreement of purchase limits, because I would much rather like to see somebody get it than have to see them struggle through other channels to get it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it is. I'm wondering. I'm not saying that they did this on purpose, but there has been feedback from the community where people have said it's lost the exclusivity, and we've seen a lot of posts and comments about them saying, "Oh, it's up for 24 hours." And I know we've talked about it before, but this is different now because now we've had 2 instances where it's happened. So now, does your position change on the fact, do you think that this was a marketing kind of thing that they've done it to kind of reinvigorate interest in the line?
God, that's a tough question, because these are 2 different figures, honestly. I think, Red Eye Knight touches the Star Wars figures, plus it's, Gomez, their mascot, basically. And, then you have, Vex, who's, I don't want to say it, but he's basically a repaint. I hate that term repaint, but, he comes with a few extra things, but it's just a different release of what we got, basically. It's like the Cobra Island version for Mezco here. That is tough. I don't know. Differing. I think Gomez definitely with how quick that went, because at the end of the day, if you collect Mezco, odds are you want every Gomez that's out there. And then there's people that just do Rumble Society exclusively, and then there's those that don't even touch Rumble Society. They like the other IPs. But I mean, I guess a shot in the arm. I mean, this thing sold out in 2, 3, 5 minutes. Whatever. Obviously, I go with your math because I know how you are on it. But I guess we'll see in future releases how it goes.
Yeah, it was. I'm telling you, it was really limited, and I don't know if it's going to be interesting to see how it like pans out, because you're going to see who bought a bunch of these. You're gonna see it being pushed out in different ways. And I've seen a couple people commenting already, yeah, be strong and hold and everything like that. But we all know how it goes. Once FOMO starts kicking in, people get it in hand, you might change your mind. And that's the part I don't like about it. It's the fact that you can see there were people that did want it. But this thing, it got panned pretty bad in the first part of it. People were dogging it just like Union Gomez, just like these other ones. And so to kind of get back to what I was saying, I don't know if they did this to kind of like show that people, even though people are asking for limited quantities, them kind of showing you don't really want us to do limited quantities. I just hope it doesn't like spoil the fan base to where they're just like, you know what, they need to do something to like kind of like take care of it now, because I don't know if this is bad timing too, because does this spoil anything for the Toys Fair now? Because we're going into this, they're gonna have these reveals. Are people gonna say, yo, I just missed out on this, I don't even feel like watching this? Or will they have enough releases in Toys Fair to kind of wow people and to kind of like maybe smooth this over?
Well, Mezco fans are pretty finicky, and people are gonna complain because I'm sure they're gonna focus on some. One of their contests is for the Living Dead dolls, and was it last Toys Fair where we only got a few Rumble or Mezco 112 figures, and it was mixed in with some Living Dead dolls and the 5 points. Yeah,
I had the first day up. Hold on a second, but I mean, I didn't want to like bore people and go through each day, because pretty much people kind of know what's going on. I know we have reveals like from 12 to 2, and
I think
so. Like this is the first day, so this will be tomorrow, and so you have the Living Dead dolls. I mean, they got to promote these other lines and everything like that. So you're gonna have these games, and then 5 random winners. There's a huge Living Dead doll community, and they'll probably be very into this. But that first like section, probably not. Everybody's probably gonna tune into this. The reveals are 12, 1 and 2, right? And then you're going to have a contest where you'll get these figures. And then I was looking at some of the prize packs, and obviously these are good figures, but I think most people were kind of like peeking to see if Vex was going to be one of the prizes, because that's what they usually do. They usually load it into a contest. Let me pull up the other one. So that's what I was wondering. That's what I was asking you guys what you thought.
Sneak a surprise pre-order in, which
no, you think so? Ooh, God, bro.
like man. And everybody wants all the monies, and pre-order is not a buy it now. People can, have the pay it later.
You don't think that would be piling on, like, because they got charged for this? Here's another thought. So, you know how, CC, you remember when you said that they did this one day kind of turnaround? Like, we're charging for this tomorrow, right? I still think that they had this stuff in December, and it was kind of filtering in. They may not have had it in the warehouse. Oops, sorry. Why is it muting you? Did you mute?
I had muted myself. I was listening.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
I've got Dora the Explorer playing upstairs.
Okay, I saw that. I was like, I didn't mean to cut him off, but so like CC, you know how CC said like You just got that 1 day kind of notice. I think that they had this where it was kind of en route, and then they held off on it, and then they were like, you know what, we need to get this out because I do think that there's probably more stuff behind this, and that's the reason why they dropped this so quick. They're like, let's charge for this and let's try to ship this out. The tell will be how quickly they ship it out or how quickly they start shipping. But I still think that there's probably stuff behind it. That's why when you said a pre-order, I still think that if we go back and we look at that list, I still think that one of these is probably on deck, and we might see one of these in the next week or two, getting charged for that. That's why I don't know if it would be a good idea to like put up a pre-order again.
Could you imagine if they hit us with Dick Tracy right after the Turtles?
I'm praying to God, no.
You heard
as
it here
much as I want this
He
set.
does not want Dick Tracy.
I do, but I have the money for it. I just, dude, I don't like dipping in my savings. I already dipped in my savings already. And I only tell myself I only like to do that like every 6 months, and I've been pretty good about it. But I don't want to dip into my savings again. You know? Oh, but Paige, you talked about be prepared. I am. I'm prepared at the first. You drop it on the first, I'm good. But
I'm pretty sure we'll have a pre-order
for this weekend.
I do believe. Casey Jones.
Oh.
No. I think they're gonna have some kick-ass reveals, and it might smooth some of this stuff over, but I don't know if a pre-order is a good idea. I don't think it is. Especially if you have something behind it.
Well, we know there's something behind it because, like I said, the gates are open and they're not slowing down. So there's definitely something coming behind it. But I definitely think there's going to be another pre-order still. Like I said, I didn't have a problem with the getting charged today, but even if they knew they had this product in December, I still don't understand why we just didn't get another one of those emails, like kind of like they did with Fantastic Four and some of these others, where they basically said, hey, you know what, this is going to be charging. Not soon, but like we had gotten some heads up even on some of those that hey, we're going to be late March, that kind of thing, where we really didn't get any type of a heads up on this. It would have been really, like I said, it's not something that they're obligated to do, right? Like once again, we're blaming them for our spending habits. It's my fault for pre-ordering something and not just having the cash readily available. But, I think it would have just been an easy thing to do to just say, hey, next week, we're charging for this. So be ready. I'm going to assume that somebody was on vacation last week and then they didn't come back to work on President's Day. And whoever's job it is to send those emails came back to work on Tuesday. Somebody forgot to cover that person's job for the week. I'm going to assume it had to be something like that. They were on it.
It's a slip.
Yeah, because I can't think of it. To me, it makes no business sense at all for it to just work out that way. I don't think. Why would you do that intentionally? To give somebody 24-hour notice on a set that is big.
Yeah, I don't think it was done.
I think it was a slip. I think it was an oversight. Yeah. I think whoever was on, like I said, I think Sarah was on vacation last week. Monday was President's Day. They were back in the office on Tuesday. They said, "Oh shit, we're charging for this on Wednesday." I got to get this email out.
Kevin.
So, since you weren't immediately interested in this release, would you enter a contest to win this version of Vex?
Well, I enter all the contests, but I wouldn't enter it just for Vex, to be honest. Because if I didn't get charged for the Turtles today and they announced this figure, I still wouldn't have been interested in them. I kind of treat the Mezco figures like I do the classifieds. I'm not a variant chaser. I've got one, so I'm good with that. And I'm not a completionist, so I don't feel like there's a hole in my collection.
Mm-hmm.
He's going after Sadie, just in case you guys are
I was trying to find that. You remember when we were talking about what the total was? Mm-hmm. Do you remember what that total was that I gave you for what it's been already? Wasn't it like $3,000?
Yeah, it was something silly already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like $3,000. Like I remember you were like, "How much is it?" And I was like, "Let me calculate it real quick." Yeah, it's like $3,000 already, man. So it's like I don't know. I like all of these things. I think that there's a learning, there's a learning branch that can be like, offered. Like with this, I think that if you know that it's going to be a low production, put some purchase limits on it. That way, it's fair for everybody. I don't know why there wasn't a purchase limit, but I can see people probably getting a little bit more frustrated with this if they have to go through this and relive some of these, these old Mezco wounds that used to happen where you didn't know if you're going to get it. And I'm sure that they don't want to promote aftermarket. You know what I mean? And there's little things that they can do to kind of help it. I just think it would do a lot more for fan service because you're going to have people that are like, you know what, I'm not even going to try anymore. And you don't want that. You want to keep your customer base. You said it way better than I did, Cece, but there's little things that they could do to kind of like course correct with it. Because I know that
Well,
they
I mean,
had a
I
bunch
think
of comments.
the last year, before these two releases, I would say the exclusives were almost picture perfect, right? Like prior to Red Eye and this one, was there really a figure that was out there that we had any difficulty at all grabbing? Like I loved it. Like you could almost log on an hour and a half later and still grab whatever figure it was that you wanted.
You
And
can look at the pictures.
yeah, you know what I mean? I had the chance to take a look at it. I'm looking at the accessories. Is there enough accessories there? Let me walk away for a minute. Let me come back. It's still up. Let me go ahead and grab it. So, the last 18 months, prior to these of collecting Mezco has just been pure fun to me. Like if it was a figure that I wanted, I had absolutely no problem getting it. There was plenty of, inventory available. I almost wonder, like, once again, we've talked, like, this figure was obviously put into work, at a minimum, a year ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of have to look at, okay, what was going on a year ago to make them think that there maybe not be that big of a, a hunger for this one. And it almost makes you wonder, was Necroverse very popular when they did Necroverse Doom?
Oh, Atticus?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
I think he sold out pretty
quick. He was figure of the year.
Flag about, it's just a, glow in the dark version, no big deal, blah blah blah. Wasn't it kind of one of those responses?
I think there's always going to be like some people like that, but I think overall, I think people liked the deco on him a lot better than they did the other one. I think he was figure of the year.
Yeah, One Stop Toy Shop saying, demand dropped all around end of 2022. So, if demand was dropping around that time, now they're going to have to kind of course correct. And then hopefully we'll see that, in the next 6 months to a year when the next round of product comes out. Because a lot of these things were estimates they were making a year ago. So, and I know I talked earlier about, the Slugfest and things like that played a point, but this was already put well into motion before that.
Mm-hmm.
So, there a lot of this is, they're trying to look into their magic 8-ball and see how many they should do. But up until these last two releases, they were doing a great job, I felt like, with, making sure that there was these exclusives were readily available. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think the main thing that was coming back was, and you have to look at who's saying it and why. I think a lot of it was people saying that they just don't. I don't like when people say the value of a figure anymore. You know what I mean? Like they're not retaining their value or anything like that. I don't get that because to me that's a flag that's saying that I don't think that you're collecting to collect. I think you're collecting it for selling or trying to offset certain things. Because you get a figure because you want to get it, right?
Yeah.
It's not like a stock option or a chip or anything like that. I mean, I don't look at a figure and go, okay, I'm going to make this, or this is always going to retain its value. It's not. It's a figure. I'm buying it because I want to play with it and I want to mess around and do stuff with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of people made that a focus. Like, oh, these are not selling fast enough. They're not exclusive anymore. And people were making a big deal about that. I think that's where most of that came into. Because they see this stuff. They read boards. They see stuff. I'm just hoping that the next, we talked about it before, right? like, oh, it's going to be interesting to see what the next Gomez does. Like, is it going to sell out really quick? And then this happened today. So it's going to be interesting to even just see the next exclusive and see what happens with that.
I think, like, I think it would depend on what the Gomez is, if it's going to sell out, right? Because you could hit a whole different, they release Biker Gomez. That's not going to be your $112 figure. So, not every, what was Ghost Rider, like $225? And I know it's different, but similar. You have a figure with a motorcycle. I'm not saying it's going to be $225 or $250 but he's definitely going to be more expensive. And I mean, you see people are already getting hit by costs and expenses as it is. I think that'll play a factor. If they threw another, void, like another mech at us, that'll probably hang around a little bit, just because money.
Yeah. And another thing that we could just call this right now too. This is like something that has a ripple effect as well. Now you're going to have a bunch of people overloading the site because they think that they're not going to get it. You know how CC just said people will just casually take their time. Oh, it's up. Yeah, let me go get it. Now everybody's going to be rushing at 1 o'clock, and that's going to overload the site again. And we all know what happened with that, unless they fixed that part of it. So this has a lot of like ripple effects to it. So hopefully like they see this and they take the feedback and they can kind of like make some changes, not only for the customer base, for them too, because I'm pretty sure they're getting bombarded with hate email too. You don't want that. So I don't know. We talked about this too. Where was it? Dang it. We talked about this too. I said this, that all these companies are going to reduce their production numbers.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be taking losses anymore. They're not going to let their figures go to Amazon third-party retailers or Ross or Marshall. They're going to say, yep, you know what? Yeah. We'll just lower the production numbers.
Of course, there is a big gap between, reducing production numbers, when you say, 10,000 versus, 600. There's a nice middle ground there, like obviously there's been some figures that were overproduced. You can kind of get on Amazon right now. I was looking at, I think you can get Ultraman for $64 right now on Amazon, right? Yeah. So obviously there was more than enough of those produced. So you got to find that happy medium, because it doesn't do any good for those figures to be sitting around. But at the same time, if they feel like they can only sell 700 figures, that's not going to support the company either, right? That doesn't make any sense for them. If I'm only, 700 figures, I mean, you're talking, what's the math on that? 700 figures at $100 a pop.
$7,000 or 70 grand.
70 grand.
70 grand.
70 grand, and you got at least 20% to 40%. Let's say 40% tied up in shipping and tooling. So is 40 grand really going to do them any good? You know what I mean? Like that's that pays Kevin for the year, but what about everybody else?
Yeah, I think there's just a lot. You can take these little things and you can learn a lot from it. It just depends on how long it takes for you to implement whatever the changes is and how fast the result is. That's the part about it. But I was going to talk about something else, but I think we talked about this a lot. So we should have a play party so we have some fun during the show. I think we all got Green Goblin, right?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Have you gotten shipping notification for Snake Eyes yet?
CC, you?
I have not yet, but let me check now to see if I got something. I've been all over this FedEx app. Nothing.
Yeah. I haven't gotten it.
I feel like Hot Night Cornelius. Just lick my phone. Nothing. Nothing.
So when this first came out, like as far as like a pre-order, it was funny. Like it seemed like a lot of people were more turned on to the Spider-Man than they were with Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
And now it seems like it's the other way around. Did you guys do the mod on this? Have you tried it?
The waist flip?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Don't want to try it? All right.
No.
You can do it live?
No. I need to be able to focus on it and do it. I still need to do Spider-Man. But let's see. I wonder like the chat. The chat has some like great ideas and comments and then also questions. What is it? Really Snake Eyes is in my BBS. Wow, that must be nice, man. I'm not complaining about it. I just haven't seen it. But I know that obviously they're pretty busy with everything. Don't order the turtles, we'll order Casey. Gungala. Worked just fine. Ian, you didn't have any problems with the waist or anything like that, or being too stiff to breaking or anything like that. I thought about one hangout. He didn't respond, so I left. What happened? Wait a minute. What happened? Did I miss something?
Oh, it's how my screen name on YouTube is different than what I use online. In the comment section, I actually use my real
MC's got an alias.
Yeah.
Oh.
Spoiler alert. For those that don't know,
He's
I
been
work in
found out.
medicine, so I keep my social media to my middle name and first name because I have crazy patients that reach out to me trying to seek narcotics. So that's why on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff, it's just MC Micheal Cory. So
I thought it was because of the nurses.
Riri.
Hey, Big Daddy.
Riri. Shout
Let's
out to Riri.
He's doing Goblin. See, wow. Man, see, Monty didn't even get his. I twisted Goblin's torso. Didn't see much difference in him, though. I saw somebody that did Gomez. And shout out to Ricky Hopkins for like showing us that. I think that's the mod. That's the mod of the year.
He
Right
even
now.
did a stop motion video.
Yeah. I flipped it back to see if it was the right choice and flipped it back again. So I did 3 ways. Yeah. I keep saying I don't want to say the person's name, but they did it and they showed me and they snapped it. So I felt really bad. But I felt kind of afraid to spin Spidey's torso. I haven't tried it with this. So like right out the box, what's the first thing that grabbed your? Oh, I forgot to take out the plastic piece. I'll probably keep it there. What's the first thing that grabbed out for this? Like when you took it out?
First thing that jumped out at me when I got this guy just out of the shipper was the box is literally like busting at the seams because there's so much stuff in this thing, right?
Yeah.
It's just packed with accessories and everything. I was immediately right away. Both this set and the Spider-Man set are just loaded with accessories, which is terrific. Terrific. And I mean,
did you guys have a problem with your? I'm trying to do this on camera with your jet port and the flame effect coming out. I saw a couple people say that they had. If you feel the tension, you should stop. It should spin smoothly. Did you guys have it? No? Anybody?
I haven't even taken my glider out yet and haven't had a chance to mess with it.
I opened mine for like a second to check the joints and put them back in the box. So I know nothing about the figure, honestly, at the end of the day.
Well, I know D said something about it in his review, but Joey was telling me that he was having problems with his. He said that it was stuck in a port. Oh, mine works. It's just a little snug. Might be a little hard to take it out, but am I doing this on camera? I'm gonna get another camera. Wow. But yeah, it's a little snuggy. Yeah, that's snuggy.
Look at that.
And then taking it out.
It's got great articulation.
Kick his own ass.
You probably need to shave some of that down, and maybe it'll fit in there. But yeah, it's fine. But
you think you'll be able to break down the strap over time? And what I mean by that is the strap for his bag, his Merce.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I don't like about it is so stiff that it's kind of hard to get its natural hang. You know what I mean? See how stiff that is?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of wondering if I just kind of play with it for a while, will this leather eventually kind of soften? Do you think?
Yeah. I usually, when I'm messing with any of this stuff, like it's a nice
wired?
handbag. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Look.
It is wired. I didn't pay attention to that being wired.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it just depends on how much you handle it. And then,
So
I mean, it's a handbag. Are you really going to put it like
do whatever
that?
you want to do with it?
Is this a Louis
Yeah.
Vuitton?
I didn't realize it was wired.
No, it's a GV. Goblin Vuitton.
Wow. Wired purse.
I liked the scope work that they did on the heads with this.
Is that Louis
This is
Vuitton?
one thing.
No,
It's a GV. The strap is wired. Wired weirdly. Just kidding.
It got stiffer. For some reason, if you keep rubbing it, it just gets harder.
Story of my life.
I like these head sculpts. I need to check my other one.
Dude, these waves are on point.
Yeah.
I saw somebody stuck this Osborne head on Prune Face body. I wanted to ask it what neck he used, but I really want a face just for that reason.
Hey, can you look at your head and see if like the iris in one of them? Remember when I took that macro shot? The pupil on mine is a little. There's a blotch on it, so I wonder. I didn't open my other one to see if it was, but I was wondering if you guys had the same one.
Which head?
Which head? The one with the big eye or the one with normal eyes?
I think it's the big eye one. I'd have to look at the photo that I took.
With the crazy eyes.
Oh, my pupils are on point.
Yeah, I think it was just mine. I had like a bad one.
Wow. I like the wrinkles on his forehead, the sculpting on that. Like how his nose is like has wrinkles because it's like scrunched up. Like they really nailed the face expressions on this guy.
Do you think
batarangs are cool?
Yeah, they are. The pumpkins too. I like all of these. Because I remember when I played with the Legends one, they only gave you like one. This, they give you like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 6, 7, 8.
With different expressions and.
Where's the comic reference for this frog that he's throwing? Anybody know where that's at?
I got it.
Yeah, I have it. I'll give it to you afterwards if you want.
Is it a comic cover?
No, it's like one of the things he used. I'll give it to you. The link. Or what you call it. Yo, thank you, Be Weird, man. Appreciate you, man. Osborne head looks like great on the Death Brokers with the green tie. Yeah. Oh, what was I going to ask you? Oh, so I know we have Dr. Octopus. They had a bunch of other characters on, I think, the Spider-Man one. Now that you've seen that they've done this, is there one that you'd like to see them do next?
Craven.
Spider-Man?
No, Rogue.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like for Spider-Man, for the Spider-Man Rogue Gallery.
Yeah.
Besides Doc Ock.
Well, they're gonna have him coming.
Right. I would like to see Electro, a classic Electro.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Or with a Jamie Foxx head, alternate head. But,
yeah.
No, but I like Electro. I think he's a fun character.
No, I do too. I like him too.
Like having cool lighting effects with him and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good idea too. Demigod one. Electro would be sick. Vulture, that's another great one.
Vulture's great, yeah.
Yeah. They got some good, man. I like this offering. There's just like really cool stuff and detail work in here. When I was like looking through this, I wanted to shoot it again, but I thought it'd be too much. Like it'd be Goblin overload. I like the hands too. They're really good. You don't have any problems with yours, like the legs or anything?
The legs are great on mine, like the nice tight joints, and I held him up. He was kicking his own butt, so I want to mess with this glider.
I love
yeah,
the
I'll
text
try
on
to
the
get it.
scale part of the suit.
It reminds me a lot of the Aquaman suit, kind of, but better. If that makes sense. The comic Aquaman.
All the joints in that guy are really good. Like the elbows are terrific.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Got great joints, like good flex in them.
I'm trying to pull it up. I think Electra is a good idea. I'm
I think it
wondering.
would be
I don't.
dangerous to try that torso thing on this because I think the bodysuit limits his abs more than anything.
Here you go, CC. That's from MC.
Ah,
Thank you, MC.
You're welcome.
Vulture's a really good idea. Oh, nailed it.
Yeah, Mysterio.
Nailed it. Dude, they already, because they do have some of those like fun, those like plume effects with
Doc
what you call it?
you had one?
Yeah, Doc Knock. I mean, they just have the Batman has a couple of them, but they've done those kind of molds and stuff like that. So
Is this how his glider flames are supposed to go, or do I have them inverted?
I can't see it really.
I got mine like pushed out to the sides. It looks like it's
No, I think they can go straight or down. They can be whatever you want. Aunt May and Mary J. 2K. Yeah. 2024. It's called Campus. Yeah. Mysterio. I like how they're sticking to this comic stuff, man. I think it like fits with their wheelhouse, It's animated. You know what I mean? Like the Golden Age stuff and Dick Tracy and everything. I like that they're going with this kind of stuff because it fits. And they can do some of this sculpt work. And I know that they get banged on for being soft and everything, but most of these characters, they don't have a lot of detail, even though they did put a lot of detail into them, with the heads. You get a lot of heads for this stuff, man, don't you?
Can never get enough head.
Never.
oh boy.
Sandman would be really cool too.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they would do it.
Just don't do it like Legends where they, slap a.
Yeah, this thing right here, dude. You can push it forward. I don't like doing this now.
You messing with the ab crunch or whatever?
Yeah, I was trying to see if
by the suit. I really think it's the bodysuit.
Yeah, it is because it's tight. The tunic is tight.
Yeah.
I still got to get my.
How do you guys feel about
This is so juvenile.
Shocker or Scorpion?
Yeah, you got a thing. Yeah.
If he bends too much, he's gonna get a wedgie for sure.
Yeah, it is. That thing's riding up. I like this, man. Who were the other ones? It was Craven,
Scorpion,
Vulture, Scorpion,
Electro, Mysterio. Let's see. And Doc Ock, that's a Sinister Six, right? Did we nail them all? Rhino.
Oh man, I don't know if I want him to do Rhino.
It would be too hard.
Yeah, maybe like we should put a poll up in the group. That would be kind of cool to see what people think. But I'd love to see them do like you said, Electro. I think that'd be a really good one. It's easy too.
Mm-hmm.
We have lightning effects for other people too. Use the Justice League Flash lightning effects.
Mm-hmm.
Black Cat. That's a good one too.
Oh.
On a new female body.
Yes.
Yeah, we need more women. We all need more women. Does or would Mezco use old molds from years ago? Yes. They still use them. I really want Rocketeer.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, by the way, if you have extra time and you want to learn a lot about photography, whether you're a beginner or you're advanced, please make sure you go check out Fill the Frame. Ian Saunders has that on there. I can't remember if I put a link on my last time, but go check that out. Yesterday we had fellow group member, Son of a Flower, If you're not familiar with the format, what Ian usually does is he has somebody come on and they actually walk through a shot. Of course, the two Corys have been on there. Done very well. But you can tell it makes it a really good atmosphere. You have a premise of a shot, he'll walk you through it, make suggestions, and you work through that shot in real time. Usually takes about an hour and a half, but he packs it in with so much knowledge. So you could literally watch that episode probably 2 or 3 times and fill up a page full of notes, just like Son of a did last night. So if you get a chance, fill the frame, Ian Saunders. Check it out. Check out all 3 episodes. Great information. You guys have fun, right?
Oh my gosh. I mean, yes, it was very stressful, trying to, it felt pressure, but it was such a great experience to get a one-on-one photography lesson. Obviously a very good shooter, and just how he teaches and how he explains it just makes sense. Like, just here, it's just a great time.
Why is it? Why lie? We need a lecture. We do. Yeah, it'd be really cool, man. What is it? Ian has been amazing. The 3 episodes so far. It changed my entire. Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm glad we're past 8 minutes.
What's that?
I said I'm glad we're past 8 minutes.
Oh.
And we're going through and dude, we hit 2 hours. And then we'll probably have to end the play party a little bit quicker, but yeah, fill the frame. Watch it. Great 3 episodes.
Did you get him on the glider yet, by chance?
I didn't, because I heard that you need to kind of be careful with the feet. I do know that the straps, if they go like this, they swivel up. They put a lot of engineering into this. Yeah.
Did you know that the handle pulls up?
Yep. So it can give more room.
Yeah. For more.
So he has more room because it's not leaning down. But then also, I like the glider on the bottom too. The hydraulics, they work.
Yeah.
This is cool, bro. How much was this? $112.
Really?
Steel, bro. I believe so.
I think so.
Let me check.
I'm trying to get this glider foot peg. It's a little tight to get my.
Yeah, 112. That's a lot of stuff, man, for $112, bro. Anyway.
You're the accessories guy. What's your opinion?
He's in it. He's in the zone right now.
What's that? I'm sorry.
I said you're the accessories guy. What's your thoughts on this?
I really like the different pumpkin effects and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. Really cool. You got a great selection of hands too. Like, this figure is just loaded. Figure you get what, 5 heads, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got, I don't know, what do we have here? A dozen hands? 1, 2, 3. You got 6 pairs of hands, so you got a dozen hands. Plus the set he comes with, so really 7 sets of hands. You got all the pumpkins. You got the glider. The little throwing effects. Goblin orangs, if you want to call them, whatever. I don't know all those, but this guy's loaded. Anybody that said this one was a ripoff, you're crazy. He's loaded. He was underpriced.
Don't tell them that. Yeah, I like this, bro. This is cool. I want to do like portfolios. That build is killing me though. I gotta try to finish that first.
Really good.
Oh, yeah, this is good.
So, what are you guys working on right now? Build wise, project wise, anything you want to share?
Not share because I'm still trying to figure it out. It's a pain in the ass. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think bricks were the worst part of dial building. I guarantee you, I'll throw this challenge up to anybody right now and say, do this, and I guarantee you'll say you'll love bricks forever. This is the most pain in the ass build I've ever done.
Bricks and bread?
Yeah. You know how people always complain about doing bricks on dioramas?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, man. This is 10 times worse. You mess up one thing and it's done. I've built it 3 times already.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you are meticulous and
Anal. It's a kind word for anal.
So I know that it will look amazing when you're done because of your attention to detail.
We shall see. Thank you for the votes of confidence. Thank you. Yeah, you want to wrap this up? We want to make sure none of us get in trouble tonight.
We have to wrap it up, box. Cece, you got it tonight?
We ready to close it? Ready to close it? Remember to help control the pet population. Please have your pet spayed or neutered.
My man.
Sam Jackson.
Anything? NC? Anything?
Good luck, everybody. Hopefully everybody gets what they're looking for during Toy Fair.
Last minute? Anything? Anything? Anybody want to call their shot last minute?
We're getting a pre-order.
We doing any predictions as far as something we want to see? A reveal? Something you're looking forward to?
I think we have, but I'm just wondering if anybody changed their minds or if because of the way things are. I remember seeing the boards. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is heavy metal. It's going to be this, this, and this, and this."
Yeah.
And I was like,
No, we all missed with that one. So, is there something that you're looking forward to?
Me?
Or hope that you would see?
I'd like to see more TMNT.
You say I'd really like to see a Shredder tease. You got to do Shredder, don't you?
Yeah, and I would like.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, please. No.
No, I'm fine. Would you want to see a Shredder tease or reveal?
Either one, just so I know what's in the works.
Yeah, reveal. Give it to me. Give it to me, baby.
I just want to know what's in the works.
So like a hand with
the claws,
like Wolverine, like Wolverine's, where he just has a hand.
I need to know tomorrow what day I'm being charged for it. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know what day next February I'm going to be charged for Shredder. That's all I want to know.
Die-cast Shredder. Oh my god, that would be heavy as shit. It would be awesome, wouldn't it?
That'd be.
I'd be worried about the balancing though. Kind of dynamic. I don't know. It's a good idea. I like it though.
It wouldn't be that heavy if they did just the armor. You could do like shoulder pads, and you could do well. It wouldn't be Mezco without having sharp claws, right? Like hopefully it comes with Band-Aids.
This is a good one too. I know we keep saying females. I really want females too. I just want them to put them on that new body. I'll say one, and this is pouring out a little liquor for minis. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I hope that we see Tangerine, just because she's been wanting that for so long.
That would be nice.
It would be. My selfish one or two would be the Green Hornet.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Green Hornet or Luke Cage.
Like old school Luke Cage, like Power Man Luke Cage, or
no.
You want more like modernized version with just a yellow T-shirt and.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Maybe even in a suit. I don't know. What body could they put him on? Maybe Bishop's? Is that big enough though? He had to have like a big, and then you start getting into the whole Bluto thing, and I don't want them to put him on like a Bluto or Thanos or
you want articulation.
Yeah.
Dynamic poses.
Yeah.
Speaking of dynamic, we did it.
Mm-hmm.
I got on the glider.
Show it.
Sorry, the flames are falling off. Well, bear with me. Head popped off while I was doing this. Let me put it back on. It was a good one. It was a lot.
Body. There you go. See, it's working.
It's not easy. I recommend putting the hand on the glider handle and and then attaching it to his wrist. So
very true. Yeah. That's mine. I'll say those are the wish. That's not a prediction. That's just a wish. It would be Green Hornet, Luke Cage, because it would go well with Iron Fist. Can we get one more?
you can have as many as you want.
Well, we gotta kind of make it fair.
Yeah.
And maybe another Dick Tracy character.
What would you like? Like Big Boy?
I would like Big Boy, but I think they would probably do something else like Influence or another character. I think Big Boy is a really good character because it's kind of known, at least a little bit. I like Influence because I think that they could do some pretty cool stuff with the sculpt, but I don't know. Yes, definitely. New Daredevil. That would be great. CC, what do you got?
Think we'll see anything else Indiana Jones related?
You mean like the Temple version?
Around?
The Temple version?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What is the map room? The map room version. I'm sorry.
Think they would ever do Mola Ram?
I hope so.
That would be cool if they did. But there you go.
I'd like another G.I. Joe character revealed. Cobra Commander.
They're willing to do goats. They got to be willing to do Nazis, right? So might as well get some.
Oh, you said the N-word.
They got to be willing to get some of them guys in there, right?
Or new Deadpool, new movie accurate Deadpool. I don't think figures, but I would get him.
Do you think that they would do that though? Licensing rights and everything?
It's Marvel. They got their. We need a new Deadpool. The original is definitely dated.
Yeah. What about a new? I would love to see the Blank. That would be easy character to do. If what? I'm sorry. What is this? It's not working. There's a diabolic can give us contact. I'll be so down bad. Solomon got 50% there. Yeah. How about a bunch? How about a Hobgoblin? I'm sorry, I was trying to show this thing for you really quick, then we can get off.
Hobgoblin.
There we go. Well, you put them on there.
Oh, that's my photo I just sent to you guys in the crew.
Yeah, no. See? Oh. Ta-da! Congratulations. Goblin glider badge unlocked. Yeah. They did nice. Past movie figures. That would be cool. Pull up Grimjack sometime, Paige. I'll need to do that. Grimjack. All right. Did you guys predictions? I'm sorry. I got distracted.
We're gonna see Gangrene Estates.
Not hold on a second.
Pain.
Max Payne?
Just pain.
Oh, pain? Well, pain and suffering. Some divorce.
I could see them doing this. Like this it doesn't have to be a prediction, just a wish. What's your wish character that you want to see?
Doomsday.
Comic Thor.
Ooh.
Comic Thor?
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yes. Give me a classic comic Thor.
With the long blonde hair and the Valkyrie helmet. And
yes.
Flowing red cape.
It is about time. It's been a while.
Major Pain.
he's far too popular of a character to not have gotten a release yet.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like a big 3 too. So you have Cap. Cap wouldn't be a bad idea either. Here's your moment of zen.
Oh. Is he like a pirate-ish kind of guy?
Yar, Grimjack. Very interesting. Now I know what I'm reading tonight.
Who's the author of that? I mean, or who's the publisher? Is that like Image or is that?
Thank you. The message. I'm sorry. The messenger works way better. Thank you. Let's do this. Hold on a second. He's sending me photos there, so it's a little bit easier to share it that way. Yar. Hey, that works with him. I'm on it. Remember, this is not. Here we go. And then do this. There you go.
Oh wow.
That's it. Yeah. Kind of works, right? With the it works with kind of like a Captain Nemo kind of thing. They have the build for it pretty much, right?
Like a steampunk pirate kind of.
John Ostrander, writer. Ooh.
Oh,
I'm in
okay.
now. Yeah, I'm in now. Nice. Thanks, Rob. Nice. I know what I'm reading tonight. I beat CC yesterday.
You did.
I did.
Man, what time did they post that? I must have been out.
You were. I don't think you were like radio silent. And I'm like, maybe he's doing something. And I was like, I know what he's doing. He's probably looking at it and posting it right now. So I went to your page real quick and I
Yeah.
didn't see it. I go, I got him.
Yeah, I was out.
Slipping.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning and realized it was Wednesday. I'm like, damn, Paige got me on this one. Like almost a whole day.
Yeah, it's a rare occasion, but I took pride. All right, dude, that was good. Thank you guys very much. I gotta figure out how we can do like the play party so we have more time. But tonight was just it was a good conversation. Lots of good stuff. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys as always, man.
Thank you, Paige.
No, thank you. Thank you, Cece.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Cece.
Yeah.
Thank you, MC.
If you dropped in, watched the show for a little bit, or you watched it as a whole, appreciate all of you guys tuning in, watching us. If you catch the replay, thank you very much for tuning in. And remember, they're just toys, so just have fun. I know some of these things kind of get blown out of proportion, but you know they are just toys. So get a homie hookup, find a friend for the next release. I don't have anything else.